What do brownies have to do with me finishing a rewrite? Hey y'all, I'm Paige Feldman. I'm a writer and director, and I'm documenting the making of my feature debut as a writer-director here on YouTube. And today, we're in my kitchen because I finished my rewrite of Back to You, and that is my contained romantic comedy feature that will be the film that I'm making. Now, why are we in my kitchen? Those two things don't quite make sense. I finished a rewrite and now we're in my kitchen. It's because I made brownies. Look at that. Let's get that beauty shot there. Let's move the wax paper a little bit. Get in there. What do brownies have to do with me finishing a rewrite? And here's the thing. So before this rewrite, my script for Back to You was 155 pages. For those of you not in the know, think 1 page of a script equals 1 minute of screen time. So 155 pages is like a 2.5-hour movie. And we're not making a 2.5-hour rom-com as my feature debut. I just don't have the money. So it was 155 pages, and there wasn't a lot of conflict on the page when there was also some like funny and romantic stuff. It was very disjointed. Now that I'm at the end of this rewrite, my script is 116 pages. I cut 39 pages. And I also figured out why the conflict wasn't quite gelling between my two characters, and that's because I wasn't mean enough to my female lead. I made it so she had her heart broken. I got mean things had happened to her, but she hadn't done the same thing to the male lead because this is a sort of second chance romance story. She hadn't hurt him in a similar way to how he hurt her. So the conflict always felt so one-sided, like she was the wronged party and this guy was just clueless, and it wasn't good. But I figured out a way to get around that, to make the plot more interesting and also make her a more interesting, believable character. All that sounds great, but these brownies, as beautiful as they are, they're not celebration brownies, because despite having done all of this amazing work on my script, I don't feel like I know what the heart of the story is yet. I feel like I have gone through the motions. It is funny, it is romantic, it is sexy, it is weird, it is very much uniquely me, and yet I feel like there's something missing, something that's gonna make it greater than the sum of its parts, some glue that's holding it together. The themes that I'm aiming for about how you have to love yourself before you can love someone else, conversations about grief and grieving the life that you might have chosen for yourself versus the one that's in front of you, grieving the loss of a loved one, grieving the image of who you thought someone was versus who they were. That's all kind of there, but I don't know if it's necessarily fully developed yet. I'm missing the X factor in this script. And what's more, I don't feel like I can fully connect to it right now. There's something about it that for me, I feel like I haven't yet found its heart. I need to excavate into this script further. And I don't know how to do that. I just don't. So I made these brownies, I guess in part because celebrate I finished the script, I can go make some brownies, but also because with this brownie recipe, and this is my standard brownie recipe, it's actually gluten-free. I'm not gluten intolerant. I have friends and family who are, but I'm not, but this is the best brownie recipe, and I will share it down below. These brownies, I make them, I know how they're going to turn out. I know how they're going to taste. I feel connected to them. I feel connected to this recipe. It's one that my mom found, so there's some like family history. There's something about these brownies where when I put in the work, I know what's gonna come out and it's gonna be delicious and amazing. And I have put a lot of work into my script for Back to You, and it's come out of the oven and it's not quite cooked yet. And that's discouraging. But I'm going to continue to rewrite. I'm going to continue to figure it out. Right now it's in a drawer waiting for me to come back to it in a couple weeks. But when I do, hopefully I'll read it and I'll find that missing piece, because right now I don't know what it is. I don't know what I'm missing, why I can't emotionally connect to the story that I'm telling, to a story that it's so personal to me in so many ways, but just kind of feels like I'm keeping it at arm's length. So I made brownies because brownies are something that I know how to do. that will turn out correctly every time, that has a recipe to follow. And chocolate just tastes good. I have my tea steeping here. I'm gonna eat my brownie. I'm gonna let my script marinate because the only thing I can do is give it time and then come back to it with a clear head and hopefully find the thing that I'm looking for, and it's just been staring me in the face all along. If you can relate to this, if you have some similar frustrations with your own writing or creative work, please leave it in the comments. I could definitely use the encouragement. And like I said, brownie recipe is in the description below. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you here next week for more Cake Fight Presents the Making of, hopefully with celebration brownies, or at least less confusion overall about what I'm doing, because I'm excited about making this film, but man, there are certain creative hurdles, and I know I am going to be so much better for it, like as a writer, as a creator, once I've gotten through them. But man, right now, it feels difficult. At least I have chocolate. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye.